Thanks for sticking with us on Generation Z on Cable 14. I'm your host, Amanda Pope. Now today we are going to be talking about the rise of the gig economy. Many of you may not know what the gig economy is, but a short definition is that a lot of people, especially millennials, they're trading the traditional 9-to-5 jobs for businesses, volunteering, following their passion essentially. So I'm here today with Chris, and he is the founder of Gigit. So thank you so much, Chris, for coming on the show today. How's it going?
Very good, very good. Yourself?
Very, very good. So you've been studying the gig economy for quite a while now, and I know I kind of gave a little brief description of what it is, but why don't you go more in depth so people understand better?
Yeah, and it can be a lot of different things for different people, but essentially at the core of it, it is people that are going out and finding a way to, whether it's make a living or just make some extra side cash, doing things that aren't necessarily a static thing. So you're not doing the same thing over and over again, but trying to make that maybe career or lifestyle out of the different things that they can offer to the community. Which will lead us into sort of what Gigit is, but it really is the trading of value, if you will, whether that be volunteer hours, a service you provide, or things like that for something back, whether it be money or not. Right?
Mm-hmm. So. And with your company, Gigit, you have allowed these people who want to get into the gig economy to have a platform to market themselves. Yep. So why don't you talk about Gigit, process of starting this company, and what your team does?
Sure, yeah. So the idea behind Gigit is a true social media platform that allows people to connect and exchange value. And like I said, whether that value is your hours and your free time for helping someone as a volunteer or a service, that could be, and as I said, different things for different people, because is the gig economy just the students that have free time on the Saturday to cut your lawn, right up to small businesses, everything from massage therapists to dog trainers to the like, right up into you could edge into contract work and freelancers in the traditional freelance economy. I think the gig economy spans all those things, and one of our goals is to change the perception of what we call them gigateers, but what a gigateer would look like on a resume today. So when you go into a static resume into a job application, generally was looked at as a bad thing if you went from job to job to job. And how do you capture your experiences, what you've done, ratings, reviews, and history, all in a single place in which you could use then going forward as a positive. So our digital resume is a really big push on that, which is in one place, a single platform where if you need something or if you want to give a helping hand or get involved, that you can do that.
Mm-hmm. And I know with my generation, and probably your generation as well, our parents and our grandparents have kind of just stuck it into our mindset that you need to go to school, and then come out with the traditional 9-to-5 job, so it's stable, you're secure, and you're set to go in life. So why do you think so many millennials are choosing to not do that anymore and want to be a part of this gig economy?
It's a good question. I think the gig economy as a whole is worth discussing too. You have a little bit of both. You have the older generation also moving into this gig economy, some out of necessity, the loss of jobs, and I know things are getting better now in the job economies, but that can also be in job changing. So you lose a job here and you have to go find a new one. And then there's the youth that really are striving for a more flexible workday, whether that be a different job or just flexible work times, really feeds into this growth of the gig economy, I think. And in conversations, of course, with the gig economy, some people are for it and some people think there are negatives to it. Our goal really is to provide this platform to make it viable, to today go out and maybe be a dog trainer, and maybe tomorrow you want to be a massage therapist because you're certified to do that. You could earn these certifications in different things and then make a viable career out of doing all the things you're passionate about. Be a photographer on Thursday, right? Something that really allows you to go out, interact with the community. Volunteering has become a huge thing, especially in Hamilton. It's a very large volunteer base, and everyone wants to make that a part of their day as well. And so being able to take all of that, track all of your skills, multimedia, in a multimedia digital form that we're familiar with, and social media, of course, everyone's familiar with, in a place that is meant for this, versus in a place maybe like a traditional social media platform that's more about your social life, this being really geared towards your work day and how you're going to make a living.
Yeah, and just to close off, you mentioned before the digital resume. Yeah. most people don't know what a digital resume is, because
Sure.
when you think of your job application, it's always on paper.
Yep.
And you either send it via email, or when you're at a job interview, you give it to your interviewer. So what's a digital resume, quickly?
Sure. I mean, the digital resume really is the outcome of the gig economy, or the Gigit platform, if you will, in that traditionally you write your resume down. And so, some of the benefits, of course, of making this digital is that you would, it's digital. It's a little bit more exciting and interactive. So being able to not only put down in words what you do and what you've done, but showing that in video and multimedia, like we really like to do these days. Here's what I've done and here's examples of it, is something that's really powerful. Secondly, it's living and breathing. How many times do you sit down to apply for a new job and say, I haven't updated my resume in 10 years, what do I do? Or 5 years, whatever it is. So it goes with you, it lives and breathes. As you do work, as you complete work, people are reviewing you and putting that into your resume. And then lastly, it's validated. A resume today is still what you say you've done, whereas if it's done through a platform like this, that's all validated. Those ratings, reviews validated by the people that you did that work for.
Yeah.
So, saying you're hardworking is great, but when someone else says you're hardworking, it means a lot more.
Yeah.
And so when you have, that's really the push for us, is to change this static resume to a true living, breathing digital resume.
Yeah, and this truly is the future, right?
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
is the future of where the jobs are going, what people are doing, and resumes and marketing yourself. So thank you for coming on the show today. Your advice has been really great in your discussion about the gig economy, and I hope you learned a lot about the gig economy. Most people don't know what it is or what it's all about, but if you have more questions, you can contact Chris. We have their Facebook, the Twitter, and their website there as well. So thank you for joining us today on Generation Z on Cable 14. I hope that you leave feeling inspired today and empowered to go to events, put yourself out there, and spread the word about your company and what you're doing. So we hope you have a great day. Take care.